Good morning, Democrats. We're going to go ahead and call this meeting to order, and we will start with the pledge. So if y'all could please rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I salute the flag of the state of New Mexico, the Zia symbol of perfect friendship among united cultures. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Got to do the New Mexico one. It's beautiful, right? So I have some announcements, but the first thing I want to do is call Chris Dahl up to the stage for a very important memoriam that we have. So.
Now, I know many of you knew Jerry Saxton, who was a Placitas resident, and for those of you who didn't, Jerry passed away on February 23rd of this year, and he did leave behind his wife, Janice. Jerry was the Ward A chair in the old Ward A that we just changed when I first moved to Placitas in 2012. And Jerry brought me into politics and taught me a lot about being a ward chair. And I just want to say a couple of things about Jerry and his life. He spent his life in Democratic politics, starting back in Texas in the 70s. And his wife, Janice, who ran for the State House in District 22, which fortunately we're out of, but for many of those years she ran twice, and Jerry managed those campaigns. And Janice, in fact, is also the vice chair of the Democratic Party for a number of years. Jerry was also the founding member of the Democratic Women of Sandoval County. And as I said, he served as a ward chair. He also served as a precinct chair. He was a member of the State Central Committee, and he was also on the State Rules Committee, which is just a horrendous job because Jerry asked me to do that when I got elected, and I had to run out of there screaming. So I give Jerry a lot of credit for the time that he spent in there. But another part of Jerry's life also was working for Rebuilding Together Sandoval County. And I don't know how many of you are familiar with that, but it's an organization that helps those that are in need with home repairs. And Jerry dedicated 14 years of his life to working for them, doing repairs at houses, also serving as the building committee chair, the house selection committee chair, and the board chair for 8 years. And as I said, Jerry was an institution in Democratic politics, both in the county, but especially in Placitas, where I live. And our organization that we have today, the Placitas Democrats and Friends, is only there because Jerry told us and taught us that the way to win is to organize. And so that's what we've done up there. We're all a little sad, or a lot sad with Jerry's passing, but we're also a lot richer because of what he gave back to all of us. Jerry was good people, and I know I'm going to miss him very much.
Let's all have just a moment of silence for Jerry. If you just bow your head. All right, thank you guys so much. And thank Jerry for everything he did for our party. Just in announcements, Placitas Democrats and Friends, next meeting will be, that's Tuesday, 3/22 at 6 p.m. And we will have the treasurer's candidates there, so please join if you would like to see the treasurer's candidates. Anyone can come too. I've been invited. You don't have to be a Placitas person to go. They do a good job over there. So just a brief announcement. If you didn't know, the state convention is going on tomorrow. If you have not received your PIN and you are an SCC member or a delegate, please contact Alex, and we will be sure to get you your PIN. On a side note, I would just like to point out that our friends across the aisle have finished their convention, and for those of you that could stomach watching it, yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. I heard a lot of, anti-trans ban CRT, don't talk about civil rights, and then everything is really bad and horrible right now. What I didn't hear was, what are they going to do about it? I didn't hear a thing. So, you know, I know we all are hurting right now. Nobody likes the gas prices. It's rough. But I would challenge everybody here to ask, what is going to be done about it? Okay? If somebody is mad, ask them what is going to be done about it. Because we should all be thinking about constructive solutions to our problems rather than just trying to tear everything down. That's my response. Next, I would like to call up to the stage Kathy Bruck, who wants to speak to y'all briefly.
Thank you, Isaac. Oh, what good timing. How's everybody doing today? I was outside with Chief because he's still not officially a service dog, but I have a vision, so he'll be my protector as well as we move forward through this election cycle. And the reason I say that is because many of you know that I will be officially filing Tuesday for re-election for the District 1 County Commissioner. But it's super important for us to all think about who those Democrats are that are going to file on Tuesday. And if, in fact, they represent the principles and the policies that we support as Democrats. So nobody's asking you to do a test on them, but the reality is that on last week's commission meeting, there were 2 resolutions put before us that were in opposition to 30 by 30. And some of you understand and support those measures which protect 30% of our lands and waters across this country. The importance of that is not only for our generations, but for future generations, so that we can start to work against the effects of climate change. We are in a very bad position today, and we want to do everything that we can to stop this. I hope that you know that I am going to work for all of you, and that I understand that Democrats are also going to disagree. We obviously have contested races at the state level, and not everyone is going to approach every issue in the same way. There are going to be some strategies that will be different, and there will also be issues that we would like to work through together, hopefully. But that does not mean that we're going to sit down to the people who do not support our president and our governor in their efforts to do the right thing for our people. And our people means all of us. I represent all of my district, Republicans and Democrats, but I work for the people, and I want everyone to understand that I listen and read every comment that's sent to me. I pay attention to what the people are saying, and the people in my district and our district support these initiatives. Last but not least, I hope that you know that when someone opposes a particular initiative like this, I would like you to question their objective. What are they after? Because it is very important to me that they not be in politics to further their own agendas or to maintain the status quo. And I think that's something we need to be very cognizant of. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you, Commissioner Bruck. So, a few more announcements I have to get through here, and then we will go to our featured speakers. So, I need to let you all know that on March 19th, there will be a Zoom for early childhood education and development, which is super important to our state. It's critical that we get children the resources they need to develop in the right way and the education that they need to succeed. And so with that, we are pleased to announce that Lieutenant Governor Howie Morales will be our lead speaker at the March 19th Zoom. So if you can please join us, we would really appreciate it. Lieutenant Governor is a former He is a former educator and he's a strong supporter of the amendment. If you have any questions, please check with Karen Schaefer, our fundraising chair. To register, go to the website, sandovaldemocrats.org. Thank you all. Next, we do have an election winner in the room, a recent winner. Vince Montoya won Bernalillo City Council Position 1. We want to congratulate him. We also have some winners that aren't with us today, but nonetheless, we want to congratulate them. We want to congratulate Mayor Jack Torres for winning re-election. And we also want to congratulate City Councilor Dale Prairie for winning re-election to position 2. And of course, that race, being that it's Bernalillo, was all Democrats. So we want to acknowledge the hard-fought and well-run race of our 2 other candidates, James Baca and Bill Quinlan. Thank them for running, and they did a great service to everyone. Yes, I got you. Corrales also had a municipal election, and we want to congratulate the new mayor, Jim Fahey, on his fantastic win. We also had a city council election. Mel Knight won with 70+% of the votes. An incredible rebuke there. So good job, Corrales.
And John Alsobrook.
Rick Miera and who else?
John Alsobrook.
John Alsobrook also won. Corrales continues to turn out strong for Democrats. Ooh, close race. 9 votes, John Alsobrook, but we got it. Sometimes you just squeak over the line. It's good. It's still a win, right?
Yes, take the W.
We also want to let you guys know that while Rio Rancho didn't quite go our way, we do have a runoff race in position 2. 3. Josh Jones is... he qualified for runoff, so that runoff will occur, I believe, in April 12th. So, keep your eye on that. Josh Jones is a fantastic candidate. We definitely want him on city council. He's going to do good things. As regards to the other races in Rio Rancho, we at DPSC are committed to trying harder. And, we acknowledge this didn't go our way, but that's not going to stop us.
We won one more seat in Rio Rancho.
Oh. Clarissa Culbreth did win. That was a great win too. That's in the southern portion of the city. But the mayor's race didn't, is what I really mean to say. But we at DPSC are committed to organizing in Rio Rancho. We will double down our efforts. We are taking off. We are seeing good things in Rio Rancho. And while the time was not this election, it'll be the next one. I can promise you all that. So, great things coming. Congratulations to all our municipal candidates that won, and we're going to keep pushing towards the future. Lastly, I just want to make a couple of announcements. I gotta hound everybody about these things. We are still looking for candidates in District 57 and District 60. Those are Rio Rancho seats, but if you know anybody that lives in Enchanted Hills, Northern Meadows, out by Rainbow, or Cabezon that may be interested in running, please tell them to contact myself or Alex. We have resources, we have support available. We want to see you run, we want to see people succeed. So keep an eye out for those races. And then the remaining seat that we need to recruit for is County Commission District 3, which is in the middle of Rio Rancho. That is Michael Meeks. We do not want to let him have a walk-on, so again, if you know anybody interested in running for County Commission, please tell them to contact Alex or myself.
What's the deadline on getting that sent?
March 8th. Yeah, Tuesday. Tuesday. So, make it quick, but we can do it. We can do it. So with that being said, I want to move on to our featured speakers today. We have 2 very awesome judicial candidates for magistrate. Division 3? 2. I'm messing up the numbers today. It's a lot of them. But Division 2, Benito Aragon and Ken Eichwald have joined us today, and they are going to talk to you all about their respective races and why they're running, and why you should support them. So, With that being said, I want to call up Mr. Benito Aragon to talk to you all today.
Thank you, Isaac. Thank you, everyone, for coming today. Just wanted to say a few things about myself real quick, because I don't know if everyone here knows me. Live in Rio Rancho. I've lived the majority of my life in Sandoval County. I've been a police officer for 35 years. I'm one of the few Democrats that are police officers believe the battle is real. When I worked, I worked 17 in Sandoval County. I did some time I retired actually from Los Alamos PD. Then after retiring, I went and worked a couple of years in Jemez Pueblo. Sorry about that back there. There we go.
I'm too short.
Thank you. And the last 13 years I worked with the Albuquerque Police Department. I've seen the good, and obviously I've seen some of the bad. There's a reason why the DOJ came there, and there's a reason why the DOJ probably needs to leave also. I know it's a tough sell here. Anyway, I graduated from Bernalillo High School. I graduated from the FBI National Academy. But really, I mean, we're talking about the kids here. A lot of the things I've done with the children. I've been a big brother a couple times. I've been a mentor. I've fought in the Rumble in Rio. I'm the cop that was out there playing basketball with kids in the middle of the street while no one's filming, including me. I want to do it for the right reasons, not because I want to be on TV. I even had my daughter do a ride-along. We're in the South San Jose area. She's wearing flip-flops. Some kids are playing basketball. We got out. We started playing basketball, me and her. She's in flip-flops. It was all of a sudden we have all these people around the court filming us and had an amazing time. Unfortunately, we lost, but that's okay. But I'm going to tell you right now, one of the best things about running for office was reconnecting with relationships. Because, as we go through life and you meet people and you say, you know what, I'll come by, I'll stop by, and you never do. We honestly, we're so busy with our lives and children. Well, this gave me a chance to reconnect with people again. And I had a reason, and honestly, me running for office was just a reason to go over there. But reconnecting on these relationships and learning about their families and all these things, isn't that the real reason? Life, having relationships, talking to people, find out what's going on in their lives. Anyway, my opponent is a good person. I've known him for years. I've not a bad thing to say about him. But I'm obviously running to win. I don't run to lose. I'll go hard, and I appreciate your support here. Thank you very much. And thank you, Alexandria.
Thank you, Benito, and I just want to remind everybody that this is for Magistrate Judge Position 2. So with that being said, I'd like to call Ken Eichwald to the stage.
Good morning, and welcome to the Sandoval County Democratic Club every first Friday of the month. My name is Ken Eichwald, and I am from Cuba, and I am a lifelong resident of Sandoval County.
Get a little closer. Step closer.
I'm a lifelong resident of Sandoval County. I went to high school in Albuquerque, actually at Manal High School. But after that, I went to the University of New Mexico and got my BA in education. I taught school out in the Eastern Navajo Agency and in the Cuba area for 9 years. After that, I ran for judge and I ended up getting the position. I was in the magistrate position for 24 years before I retired. Something about the magistrate position, I also have a certificate of completion from the National Judicial College in Reno, Nevada, which it took me a while to do that, but I finally got my it's not a degree, but it's a certificate of completion of that coursework. One thing about magistrate, I will tell you is that there's a few qualities that you should look for in a magistrate. One of them is honesty. The other one's integrity. And the next thing is experience. Now, in the time that I was a magistrate, I handled well over 1,000 DWI cases during the time that I was a magistrate. I also handled felony arraignments. I also handled civil cases, and that is up to $10,000, and also evictions. So I did that over the course of that time. There's also one thing that people don't know is that back in 1993 and 94, there was a judge that was here. His name was Benny Lovato. He got sick. Well, I was a newly elected judge. I took over the whole county. I was doing all the judicial activities for the whole county, so I'm not afraid of any work. One of the things that I will also tell you is that I don't shy away from tough cases. During the time that I was a magistrate, I had a jury trial, and this is unheard of in magistrate court, that landed up 3 days of a jury trial. It was one of the, if you remember the Paps case where they killed some people up here on I-25, well, I handled that case up here. I don't shy away from tough cases. I also handle cases with Supreme Court justices, politicians, and anything that came my way. I've also been in other courts. I handle cases in Torrance County, Valencia County, Cibola County, San Juan County, and in Rio Arriba County. When Judicial Standards Commission would come calling for somebody to mentor another judge that had gotten in trouble, guess who they called? This guy. Okay, and one of the things that I will tell you again is my experience is very much in play here. If I step into the bench again, there's no training, okay, because I know what to do. All right, this job is in Cuba. It's not down here in Bernalillo. There's 2 positions here in Bernalillo. Division 2 is up in Cuba. I appreciate your vote on June 7th, and I also want to kind of say a few things. Mr. Benito Aragon, I've known him for a long time. I don't have anything bad to say about this guy. He's a really good guy, so there's nothing I can say negative about him, so there won't be any mud throwing there on my part, okay? So, again, I thank you for your time. Right now I am commissioner, but I am looking to move to this other position because sometimes the opportunity presents itself, and this is an opportunity to move to something else. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. One special announcement I would like y'all to acknowledge. It is Benito's birthday, so happy birthday. Thank you for being with us on your special day. The next person I would like to call up to the stage will be our County Assessor, Linda Gallegos.
No problem.
Hello, everybody. My name is Linda Gallegos. I'm your current county assessor. And when Alex reached out and asked if I'd like to speak, I said absolutely, even though it's not my favorite thing to do. I don't mind doing the job. Don't love this part, but thank you very much. But I was reminded of, like, how do you open up speaking? And it's like, oh, do you have a joke? And I'm reminded of the saying that I don't tell political jokes because I've seen too many of them get elected. So, unfortunately, but to that, then it got me thinking. That's why I felt it was so important. I never wanted to be, obviously, one of those people that you thought was a political joke. It was so important to me when I decided to run for this position, with the encouragement of Laura Montoya, who hired me as her deputy treasurer at the time. I had to make sure I had the energy for it, the time for it, and the willingness and the knowledge to be able to do that. Because I did want to make my family proud and each of you guys. And I really wanted to thank everybody because you guys helped me get elected as the Sandoval County Assessor. And as Commissioner Bruck says, come Tuesday, a lot of us are going to be rerunning for the positions that we currently have. And a lot of you hopefully have been paying attention to the fact of what we've been doing while we're there. Because I think that speaks volumes. That speaks more importantly than me telling you my resume or anything that I promised to do. And so I also wanted to share with you some of the successes that I've had while we've been in the office. And just not me personally, but certainly the 34 people that I work with. So I want to just let everybody know what we've been doing in the assessor's office. And so I wanted to make sure that included, sorry, see, this is where I get nervous. We've worked with the budget, so I've got a big financial background. So I'm proud to say that we really worked with the budget and we made some adjustments where we really could. And we created 2 new positions within the office. And why that's so important is Sandoval County is the fastest growing county. We gain about 900 residential accounts every year. By those numbers alone, we should have a new appraiser every 4 years. And I inherited an understaffed office. And again, we've made some really good improvements, and it's not like we're just overspending. We made some cuts in stuff that we really didn't need. I didn't need to keep ordering a new car every year. There was some adjustments that we made, so we really are using the same money that we've always been given, just using it more efficiently. We've changed how we've been working with tax consultants because that's a huge drain on our time. And we've made it more efficient for us to be able to do with it and for us to deal with protests. And we've made some really big wins with our protests. And I don't want to bore you with too much, but I do want to let you know, again, what we're doing. We've met the goals of reviewing at least 20% of our accounting in each year that I've been there, which is a huge thing because that hasn't always been done. We're reviewing more commercial accounts because that's where we can gain so much of our values, not just always hitting the residential accounts, of course, every year, but our commercial accounts. It's so important to gain that value. And I've also adjusted some of the stuff that was in our review. I know I'm losing some of you guys, I'm sorry. That was in the evaluation of the assessor that was there previous to me, because we were misusing our 1% fund. So I made those changes. Huge things. So anyway, that's a little bit of what we've been doing. And more than anything, I really, as I'm hugged by Vicky as I walk in before, which relaxes me every time. I want to thank all of you guys. I'm honestly and truly, I've met so many great people, and Alex, for everything that you've done in the party, Isaac, obviously, for everything they do in the party, and again, I could look around this whole room and say, Karen, who helps us, get funds that we need, who gets us all to be sustaining donors, even though we're like, one more bill every month, okay, Karen, I'm in. And Donnie and Don, who have had numerous events at their house. Deb, again, I can't thank every single person here, but I don't want to miss you guys. Crystal, I really want to thank you, because also I want to make sure I appreciate your help, and I'm asking for it again because I will be putting my name in the hat again to redo the job, and I still have the energy, the knowledge, and the ambition, and the really want to do this job. I hope you'll support me for Assessor again, Linda Gallegos. Thank you.
Can I just say, I don't know the technical details of a lot of what Linda talks about, but I just love that there's a person who does and who's excited about it. So the next speaker that I'd like to call up to the stage is Ed Lovato, running for Magistrate Judge Countywide, or Probate Judge Countywide, excuse me.
All right, well, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ed Lovato. I'm running for Sandoval County Probate Judge. I'm originally from Rio Rancho. I was born in Albuquerque, grew up in Rio Rancho, and after graduating from Rio Rancho High School, joined the Marines. Served 13 years on active duty in the Marines in the enlisted and officer ranks. During that time, I deployed to Iraq and Afghanistan and all throughout Asia, and a veteran of Iraq and Afghanistan as well. While I was on active duty, I was fortunate to come home, attend UNM, the business school at UNM, and earn a finance degree from UNM. Went back as a commissioned officer, and then was discharged in 2014. The beginning of 2014 is when I left the military. And the same year, 2014, is when I began law school here at UNM. So got my degree from UNM, passed the bar, and then opened up my own estate planning and probate law firm in Rio Rancho. So right now, that's what I do. I work with my wife, Jessica, and our amazing office staff at the law firm, where we help clients every single day with estate planning matters, with probate matters, and a number of other legal issues that come up. So when this probate judge race came open, or when I knew it was coming up for election, I was looking at the probate judge race, and to me, I was motivated to run for it out of a desire to continue serving. I've got this history of service in the military. I'm serving the community as an attorney, and I thought running for a probate judge would be a good way for me to stay connected in some type of public service and just try to do something that I feel qualified to do, given my background, education, and experience. So next week is filing day, March the 8th, as you may have heard. So I don't know whether I'm going to have a primary opponent. We'll find out next week. I'm hoping that I don't, but even if I do, we're going to press full steam ahead with this campaign. Ideally, we'd like to be able to save our fundraising efforts for the general, but if we have a primary, then we will do what's necessary to win this election. Now, just a little bit about the probate court. What is the probate court? What are the two things in life that are inevitable? Death and taxes. So let's set the taxes aside and let's talk a little bit about death, okay? So when somebody passes away and they own property and it's titled in their name, in order to get that property to their heirs, their beneficiaries, generally there has to be a probate. And the probate is necessary to make sure that the will is a valid will, that it was executed properly, and that the appropriate persons who are named as the executor in the will are the ones who will be granted the authority to administer the deceased person's estate. So the probate judge is responsible for overseeing the applications that come in from the executors who are wishing to be appointed. And so it's the probate judge's duty to oversee the probate court, ensure the pleadings are legally sufficient, sign the orders, and ensure that the probate court operates efficiently in service of the residents, the citizens of Sandoval County. So my aim, my primary goal running for probate judge is really to improve the level and the quality of service that the probate court delivers to the public. Unfortunately, dealing in this area in my law practice, I can say right now that the level of service at the Sandoval probate court is not up to par, not even close. So it's my intention, if elected, to step in there and really, really remember that every single person who we come in contact with, they're grieving. It's in the wake. It's in the aftermath of someone's death. And so when they come to the probate court, they want somebody there to help them who is competent, who is compassionate, who will listen to them, and who will help them through this complex legal process. And so that means that as the probate judge, it would be my duty, my responsibility to ensure that the staff of the probate court is properly trained, that they're helpful, that they're compassionate, and that they are not, doing the bare minimum. So everyone knows government entities tend to, lack in terms of quality service as compared to the private sector. And there may be a lot of reasons for that, but it doesn't have to be that way. That's my point. With proper training, with proper leadership, those employees of the probate court, including myself, will make sure that everything that's being done in that court is for the benefit of the public. We'll remember that we're public servants, and we'll treat people with compassion and get them through this process. And so, that includes revamping the website, the self-help forms, making sure that the instructions are clear, even doing videos that will help people to know and understand how to navigate this probate court process. So that's what I'm intending to bring to the office if elected. I'd love to have your support and your vote. The primary is on June the 7th. You can go to my website, edwardlovato.org, to learn more about me and my campaign. You can also make a donation or sign up to volunteer on the website. Again, that's edwardlovato.org. Thank you. I'd love to have your support.
I should note that Ed is also our current Ward L chair, and he's been a fantastic job at that. Ward L, yeah, we've got that many now. So, at this time, I just have a few more announcements, a few more speakers, and then we'll go ahead and wrap this thing up. I'd like to call Alex, our chair, to stage, give you a couple announcements.
I'm going to be quick because right after this I'm going to the convention in Roswell. And so if anybody is attending the convention, there's a free event to socialize with fellow Democrats in a safe space, indoor and outdoor seating, fire pits, food trucks, and music from 7:30 to 10. It's for Sandoval's Laura Montoya. You guys may have heard of her. She's running their state tournament. It's at Stellar Coffee Company, 315 North Main Street, Roswell, New Mexico. Okay, so that's going on. Was that all I had to say? That was all I had to say. I believe so. We are still looking for a Ward M chair, which is the northwestern part of the county. There is something else I'd like to say, I'd like to mention. We were highlighting our county candidates today. You may have noticed the absence of our beloved Sheriff, Jesse James Casals. We did not reach out to Sheriff Casals because he did have a tragedy befall his family a couple weeks ago. And so we were giving him some time to take care of himself and his family. So we hope to call him back, to speak with us in the future when he's ready. So, thank you.
At this time, I'm going to call up other speakers, those who are interested in addressing the crowd. The first person I will call up is Donnie Leonard, sorry. He will be addressing you for Laura Montoya.
No.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Hi.
Great crowd. I think you all know Laura. Laura Montoya is running for state treasurer. She was our treasurer here for 8 years in Sandoval County, and her background speaks for itself. Her website is lauramontoya4mm.com. You all have cards on your tables. I know a lot of you have cards from last time. And what I would ask you to do is take the card and give it to someone else, which brings up something that I think we really need to talk about as Democrats, and that's the turnout of Democrats, especially in Rio Rancho. It's a real concern. And I think we have to start with this group right here and reach out. And I don't know what we need to do to convince Democrats they can't stay home. Democrats are traditionally not turning out like the Republicans are, and we've got to change that. I know we had a group, we were successful in Corrales with all Democrats elected. But boy, we made a lot of calls. We ran a lot of ads in the local newspaper. We just have to get out and do those things. And if we don't, it doesn't do any good for the candidates to spend all their time and then no one votes for them. So I know that Laura is on her way to Roswell already. Don and I went by and picked up some cards and stuff, and she's real enthusiastic. She did a forum last night, and she shined. She called her opponent to task several times on things that were misquoted by her opponent, and I was real proud of her. She did it without being mean or hostile. She just, the news is the news. So she'll be a great candidate for us. I hope she's as strong in other counties as she is in Sandoval County. Without everybody, get a hold of your neighbors. Start talking to them now. November is not that far away. Yeah, we have a primary that I'm interested in, but we got a lot of people that don't have opponents until the general election in November. And if we don't get people out to vote, we'll be sorry. So thank you for your time, and everybody have a good weekend.
In that light, I'd like to mention that I see some new faces here today, and I'm very glad that you all have decided to come and join us. I'd encourage everyone here that's new, please go to our website.
If somebody needs to renew their membership or wants to become a member, come to me.
That's for Sandoval County Federation of Democratic Women. They're having membership renewals, new recruitment, so that's also a good organization to join. We have lots of other opportunities to join the party. We have precinct seats available, CCC seats available all across the county. We have ward chair seats available. The ward that we are hosting this meeting in now, Ward A for Bernalillo, is still vacant. So if you know somebody in Bernalillo looking to get involved to be a ward chair, send them our way. For those of you who are here that are new, please go to our website and sign up for our newsletter. We have a fantastic newsletter produced by our secretary, Judy Gordon. I mean, really incredible amount of work she puts into it. She has a very interesting match puzzle in there that if you want to get to know what some of our colleagues on the other side are saying at their convention, it's a great way to see it. So, please sign up for our newsletter. Please talk to myself or Alex. Consider getting involved because we need all the help we can get, and we love all the people we can love. So, with that said, do we have any other announcements? June, come on up. Come. So, if you.
Thank you. My name is June Parsons, and I'm a relatively new ward chair. I live in Rio Rancho. Precinct chair. See, I'm so new, because I wasn't expecting to speak, but something that Louis said made me want to say something. I live in Rio Rancho. There is such an influx of new people, and I found when I was canvassing, which I did for our local elections, so many people said, "Oh, I'm so glad. I never hear anything about the Democratic Party or what's going on." Or without precinct chairs and without us reaching out to people where you see a for sale sign and somebody just moves in, maybe you don't even know if they're Democrat or Republican, say hi and find out. Because when you live in an established neighborhood, it's much easier, I think, to mobilize people. When you've got a lot of new people, we need to reach out and touch people. That's all I wanted to say.
June is one of our hardest working precinct chairs. She shows up every time we ask her to volunteer, and we appreciate her for that. So,
How easy it is to register?
Registering people to vote is actually very easy. You can become a voter registration agent just by going down to the county clerk's office, swearing an oath, and signing a few forms. And they will give you sheets that you can take to people, register them to vote. We do have a lot of people here that just plain aren't registered to vote here because they just moved here, especially in Rio Rancho. So, getting them to think about that, having the ability to do it yourself, that's always fantastic.
If they vote early, they can register right at the poll.
That too. So that was just, if you guys didn't hear that, New Mexico is a same-day voter registration state, so you can register at the polls if you vote early. So with all of that said, I feel like I've badgered you guys enough. Can I just run the gambit for the crowd? Anyone else have any announcements they would like to make?
Vote for my son.
There we go. All right, so with that being said, I am going to call this First Friday meeting of Sandoval County Democrats to a close. Thank you all for coming.